we can test it, and this should pop out now. Okay, and it does. And now, let's just humor me here for a minute. All right, I'm gonna turn the breaker back off. And this is what was happening in the laundry room upstairs. Okay, the outlet was not working. I'm looking at it. I tried to reset. I thought, oh, okay. Try to reset it. You cannot reset it. Look at that. It won't reset. I don't think it reset. It just kind of pushes, and that's because the power's off. That's because the power's off. I believe. Let's try it. Let's try it here. No. Oh, look at that. I think I just learned something there too. Okay, if the power is off, and if this pops out, and if the power goes off or something, you can press the red button in, you know, with the power off, but you can't test it. You can't test it if the power is off. Am I totally confusing you now? Got it off, okay? I cannot, let's say it's off right now. Let's say the breaker tripped or something, or there's just no power here. You cannot test it at all. This won't pop out. You see it's pushing in, but it's already on. It's already in. So you can't get it off because the power's off. So if you ever have that problem, before you think the GFI is bad, or that you have a problem up in your attic, or the wire nut is loose and it's causing it to be off, go back in your panel. Go back in your panel and look and see if all of your breakers are on. Now let's just make believe. Right now we turned it off, okay? But let's make believe everything's on except the power's off to that, and now we're going to look for a tripped breaker, something that is off, okay? And see this here? This happens to be the laundry. I happen to have the same issue right now in my laundry room, okay? And it's because the breaker tripped. And when the breaker trips, the breaker's only going to turn halfway. Let's turn this one off again. See how far this is going? Now see this breaker? See there's a little gap right here, and there's a gap here. That is right in the middle. See how this one here is way over here. There's a definite on and off. A definite on all the way and a definite off all the way. I'm messing with this one because I know that's the one that we've been working on, okay? So if you happen to see something and you feel your fingers on down here and you feel them on down here, this should all be on. And you think, okay, it's tripped. And that could be where your GFI was. And then in order to reset this, I'm gonna leave that because I'm gonna make another video for the laundry room. But to reset a trip breaker, you can't just turn it back on. If you try to turn it back on, it won't do it. I don't care how many times you turn this, you cannot do it. It's on a little spring-loaded deal. The way to reset a tripped breaker, and I even made a video of this, and it's on my channel, my YouTube channel, on my videos. You have to turn this breaker off all the way, then back on. But I'm not going to do it because that's for my laundry room. That's another video that I'm going to make. Okay. So hopefully you just learned something right there in a long, drawn out way. So I'm gonna go ahead and just reset that. Pop. I know it's Needs to be reset when it pops out. Test it. Usually the test button is on the bottom, and not all GFIs have a red button and a black button like this. Some are white and white. And you might think, okay, which one's the test and which one's the retest? When you look at it real close, you'll see little writing on there. One should say test and one should say retest. I got that. Now it's that isn't that weird? This thing, this switch is kind of bad. We just bought this too, and it's just, I gotta wiggle it a little bit because I don't want the light to be on the whole time, right? So in order to turn it on, that's crazy. Okay. All right. So there you go. Working with the GFI electrical outlet and the power and stuff. You know, watch this video again if you got tricked, or if you didn't quite understand what I was talking about, and know that sometimes this GFI could be hooked up to another outlet, kind of like that other bathroom. Okay, now that other bathroom, the light should be working now, because we've got the breaker turned back on now. We'll come over here and we'll try it, and voila, it's working. Okay? And more than likely, just those two are connected to that GFI. Now, if you see any other electrical outlets and you see this little tape and it says GFCI protected outlet, you'll know that that's connected onto a GFI outlet somewhere fairly close. Okay, and when you get a GFI from the store to install it, they give you little tags like this too, in case when you hook up your GFI, you have other outlets on down the road that need to be GFI protected. Because when you install a GFI, there's two different ways to wire one up, and you can wire it up, like if you just want this outlet to be hooked up to a GFI, there's a certain way to hook up the wires. Now if you want anything down the line from here, say your panel goes to here, your main power goes to here, and if you've got more than one set of wires in your box, if you got another set of wires, that tells you that the power comes into this outlet, and then there's another set of wires that goes from here somewhere else. Wherever that somewhere else is, if you re-hook up the GFI in a different way, where you hook up the top screws and the bottom screws, then the bottom screws will be hooked up, and then anything downline from here, boom to boom to boom to boom, those will be all GFI protected as well. Did you know that? Yeah. So you can hook up a GFI outlet two different ways. Okay? And I'll explain that a little bit in more detail. I'll show you on an actual GFI electrical outlet on how that works. So keep watching my channel. I'll make one of those here shortly. Okay? Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. Well, I can knock that one off my list as soon as I clean up. I gotta get all this wiped down and get everything resituated, put that back over there, put this over here, get it all swept up and cleaned up before I call my job good. Hey, don't forget to do that. Cleanup is like one of the most important things. That tells somebody that you're 100% done. I don't want to leave anything like this and then say, okay, I'm done with the job. I'm not done with the job. You know, make it look like you were never there. That's the way you like it. Now, what are we going to talk about today? Well, it might have to do with an electrical outlet like this. This happens to be a GFI electrical outlet. Do you see the little buttons down there? I don't know if you can see those or not, but that's what this video is going to be about. I have one in the laundry room. I'm going to go in there right now and show you. So if you want to learn a little bit more about an electrical GFI electrical outlet, I was going to make this video on how to install and take out an old one, install a new one to replace a bad GFI. Well, let's go up into the laundry room and see if in fact the existing GFI is bad. Okay, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So keep watching this video if that's what you're interested in learning.